The real reason most men struggle with women isn't because they're unattractive, broke, or not tall enough. It's because they carry low-value energy, that desperate, validation-hungry energy that repels everything they want. But here's the truth. Women don't chase looks or money alone. They chase energy. The energy of a man who's grounded, focused, and not trying to prove anything. That's the secret. A high-value man doesn't need to convince anyone he's valuable. His actions speak louder than his ego. While the low-value man keeps performing for attention, the high-value man builds himself in silence and lets the world notice when it's time. In this video, I'll break down the 7 traits that turn a man from ordinary to magnetic. The kind of man women don't want to lose and life doesn't want to ignore. But don't just watch this, reflect on it. Because by the end, you'll see exactly which side you're living on. Let's begin. 1. Self-confidence. The energy that separates men instantly. A high-value man walks with calm confidence, not arrogance, not noise, just quiet certainty. He doesn't need to tell people who he is. His energy introduces him long before his words do. A low-value man, on the other hand, tries to look confident instead of becoming confident. He fakes energy he hasn't earned, flexes money he doesn't have, talks louder than necessary, and constantly needs validation from others to feel important. And here's the twist. Women can sense the difference immediately. You can't fake grounded energy. When a man's confident, he doesn't chase compliments. He chases growth. He's okay walking alone. He's okay not being understood. That's what drives women crazy. The mystery, the depth, the stillness. Because a man who doesn't need them feels rare, and rarity creates desire. But here's where most men fail. They think confidence is built through attention. No, brother. Confidence is built through discipline, through doing the hard things when no one's watching, through earning your own respect first. So here's the difference. Low-value men seek validation. High-value men create validation by mastering themselves. And when you reach that level of inner strength, you stop chasing women, and they start chasing you. But here's the problem. Confidence without direction turns into arrogance. And that's why the next point matters even more. 2. Purpose, the magnetic force that makes women chase you. A high-value man has purpose. He wakes up every morning with something to build, something to fight for, something to protect. He's not driven by impulse. He's guided by mission. A low-value man wakes up and checks his phone, scrolling through women, gossip, or distractions. He's busy, but not productive. Loud, but lost. He wants results without direction. Here's what women subconsciously crave. A man who's moving somewhere. A man whose time feels valuable because he's building something real. That energy creates pull. It makes women want to be part of that journey. But the man without purpose? He becomes emotionally needy. He clings to women because he has nothing else to anchor him. He loses himself in relationships because his life outside her doesn't exist. A high-value man, however, has what I call mission gravity. It means everything. Friends, opportunities, women, starts orbiting around his direction. And that's why women chase him, not because he's trying to impress them, but because he's in motion. But here's the deeper truth. Purpose doesn't just attract, it purifies. It removes the wrong people from your life automatically. So while the low-value man loses himself chasing women, the high-value man stays busy building himself, and women chase him because he doesn't have time to chase them. But even purpose needs a foundation. Because if your words don't match your actions, no woman will ever trust your direction. And that's where the next trait becomes everything. 3. Integrity. The foundation of real power. A high-value man is his word. He says what he means and means what he says. He doesn't promise, he delivers. A low-value man talks too much and follows through too little. He lies to impress, bends rules to get validation, and breaks promises when it gets uncomfortable. Women see through that instantly. You can't fake consistency. Every time you break your word, you lose respect, not just from her, but from yourself. A high-value man builds his reputation in silence, one honest action at a time. He knows that loyalty isn't about saying, "I got you." It's about proving it when things get hard. That's what creates emotional safety. That's what makes a woman surrender to his leadership. Not dominance, but reliability. A low-value man wants to be trusted without earning it. A high-value man earns trust by being unchangeable in character, even when no one's watching. But integrity goes beyond women. It creates peace. When your inner world matches your outer world, you stop performing. You stop pretending. You stop overthinking. You start living in alignment. And that's when everything, success, attraction, respect, flows naturally. But here's the thing. Even integrity collapses when you don't take care of the vessel carrying it, you. Which brings us to one of the most overlooked secrets of masculine power. Before we go deeper, just do one thing for me. Hit the like button. If this is already hitting something real, what's coming next will hit even harder. Let's keep going. 4. Self-care, the discipline that separates men who lead from men who follow. A high-value man treats his body, his mind, and his spirit as his kingdom. He understands that self-care isn't about vanity, it's about vitality. He knows that if he's not strong, disciplined, and mentally clear, he can't lead anyone, not his woman, not his family, not his vision. A low-value man, on the other hand, neglects himself. He eats like a child, sleeps late, wastes time, and calls it freedom. He confuses comfort with peace, and that laziness kills his masculine energy. Women feel it before he opens his mouth. When you meet a high-value man, you can feel his discipline before he says a word. His posture, his presence, his grooming, all communicate respect for himself. That's what attracts women on a primal level. The sense that this man has himself together. Low-value men want love before they've learned to love themselves. High-value men build their value first, and as a result, they attract love naturally. But here's the real power. Self-care isn't just physical. It's emotional and mental. It's saying no to drama, no to toxicity, no to self-doubt. It's learning to protect your peace like it's your empire. Because when you finally start taking care of yourself, you send the world a message. I'm not available for low standards anymore. And that energy alone will start pulling new people into your life. People who match your growth instead of draining it. But this is just the foundation, brother. Because in the next part, we go even deeper. 5. Leadership, the presence that commands without control. A high-value man doesn't demand respect, he earns it through presence. His leadership begins with himself. He leads his emotions, his schedule, and his standards before he ever tries to lead anyone else. When he walks into a room, there's no need for loudness or performance. His stillness speaks louder than words. People can feel when a man is in control of himself. Calm eyes, steady tone, deliberate movement, that's leadership. You see, true leadership isn't about dominance. It's about direction. It's when your life has order, and that order influences everything around you. Women feel this instantly. They trust your frame because it feels safe. It tells them, this man won't collapse when life gets heavy. That's what makes a woman want to follow your lead. Not submission, but respect. And here's the beautiful part. A high-value man doesn't need followers. His example creates them. He doesn't force authority. His consistency builds it. That's what separates him from the rest. While most men wait for opportunities or ask for permission, he moves first. He makes decisions, takes risks, and accepts responsibility for outcomes. Because leadership isn't about being right. It's about being ready. Ready to act, ready to adjust, ready to grow. But leadership without responsibility is just ego in disguise. And that's why the next trait matters even more. 6. Responsibility. The weight that makes a man solid. A high-value man never runs from responsibility. He runs toward it. He understands that the heavier the weight he carries, the stronger he becomes. Most men spend their lives avoiding pressure, but pressure is what forges presence. When you take ownership of your mistakes, your emotions, your direction, you stop being reactive and start becoming reliable. Responsibility isn't punishment. It's power. It gives your life structure. It creates a backbone that others can lean on. Women are naturally drawn to that kind of man because he radiates stability. He's not blaming, not complaining, not escaping. He handles things. His energy says, "I've got it handled." That reliability is what builds emotional safety, and safety is what creates attraction that lasts. Responsibility also unlocks something most men never feel: peace. Because once you stop blaming, you stop waiting for someone to save you. You become your own protector, your own provider, your own leader. And that's when life starts cooperating with you. Doors open, opportunities appear, people respect you. But here's where it deepens. Responsibility requires strength, and strength requires freedom. And freedom comes from the next trait. 7. Choosing value over looks, the wisdom that protects your peace. A high-value man has mastered his desires. He no longer chases beauty, he evaluates value. He understands that physical attraction fades fast when there's no emotional stability or moral depth behind it. So he doesn't ask, "Is she hot?" He asks, "Can I build peace with her?" He looks beyond appearance into energy. How she speaks, how she thinks, how she treats herself and others. Because he knows a beautiful woman without inner value will drain him faster than any hardship in life. Meanwhile, when he meets a woman who aligns with his peace, supports his mission, and respects his direction, he doesn't play games. He leads with clarity and builds something meaningful. Women respect this type of man because they can't manipulate him. They know his standards aren't for sale. He values his energy too much to waste it on chaos, and that's what makes him truly desirable. Not just as a partner, but as a presence. Because when you value substance over image, your entire life transforms. Your circle tightens, your habits strengthen, your peace deepens. And that's when you realize, being a high-value man isn't about chasing women. It's about choosing yourself so powerfully that everything meant for you begins to chase you. If this hits something inside you, brother, take a second to reflect. Which of these traits are you already living? And which one do you need to build next? Drop a comment below and let me know. Like the video, subscribe, and share it with another man who needs this reminder. Because the world doesn't need more loud men. It needs more high-value men.